people are frustrated. People feel like we've tried the system forever and been more than patient with the system to handle this correctly, and they have not handled it correctly. It's gotten worse in many cases. And I there you if you're of a certain level or way, not level, but way of thinking, bit twisted, like Luigi Mangione, it's the next logical step is for people that are not in the right mind to go and do something like this, and that's really scary. But at the same time, we look at our whole system and how this is all set up. These companies, United Healthcare, any insurance company, they're doing what the government allows them to do, and they're
Right.
out to make money. So as long as it's legal in this country to have a for-profit healthcare system, which everyone has voted to have
Right.
uh, by choice, then you're going to have this. You're going to have wealthy people. You're going to have these companies making money. If you don't like that, then you have to go back to your legislators and say, hey, we need more of an overall thing. We can't have for-profit health care. Let's vote to change this. But the people don't do that.
Right.
So, and then they're upset because the system works this way, but they voted for it to work that way. But nobody wants to like take the responsibility and go, oh yeah, well, we said to this person that that's okay. Like
Yeah,
it
no,
comes down to the
I voted
people.
for a party. I
Yeah.
voted for a fucking face. I don't
Yeah,
really look into the issues all that
exactly.
much. I just like to sit there and squawk and do this and that, but I don't really care about the issues because they don't seem to affect me on a daily basis. Well, now
Until they do. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's like the problem because I immediately brought up the concept of jury nullification being a distinct possibility with this guy, depending on what kind of jury they're going to impanel.
Yeah.
And jury nullification is essentially where the jurors decide to ignore the law
Yeah.
and find them not guilty because they dig the concept. Like
Yeah.
I'm here for it. And I like there is a distinct possibility. I don't know that you're going to land 12 people that are all going to be like, okay, well, yeah, I guess it was okay to do it because his message was right. I don't, but to get one or two, like consistently time after
Yeah.
time on these juries, I mean, just take the temperature of the country, just
Yeah.
look on social media. It is more than a few people that
Yeah.
are, like you said, like the Luigi hats, which don't get me started on my Mario and Luigi hate because it's so anti-Italian defamation, man. It's like I'm like if they had that for any other ethnicity, people would be fucking screaming and rioting and like, what the fuck? Like, it's like
Today, if it happened, yes. But in 1980, when this all started, it was again. It's
they're
like we've
still
talked about
making
in other things.
Marios.
Yeah,
Mario's
but
still
but
very
it was
much.
established earlier. So yeah, it's it's a different time and place. But
Yeah,
yeah,
right. It kind of goes back to what we were talking about the Diddy
exactly.
thing. So yeah, man, it's a fascinating case on a million different levels.
It is.
But ultimately I think what's going to be his downfall is the fact that he's not one of those people that are relating to him.
Yeah.
He comes from a very different family. He comes from wealth. As a matter of fact, I don't know if this has been substantiated, but it appears that neither him or anyone in his family was ever denied a claim by United Health.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, if these things start coming out, he becomes less of a martyr and becomes more of just a guy who maybe wanted to build his social media profile and went about doing it
Yeah.
in this way. Because like when you look at the circumstances under which he's arrested, where he's got everything on him, the ID that he checked into the hostel with, he's got the gun, he's got the manifesto, he's got the spiral notebook, he's got all this shit. Like when he had 5 days to just kind of, whoop, oh, I'm in Altoona, there's a cornfield. Fuck, there goes that
Hmm.
ID. Oh, here, I'm going to go melt this 3D like gun frame that I built,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get rid of that thing. I'm going to burn my manifesto. He's got it all.
Hmm.
He's out in the public.
Yeah.
It sounds like he was consistently out there. Like this was not a dude that decided to go up into the Poconos, hole up, try to make his way up into Canada, try to creep over, say, hey, you guys, Canadians, you know how shitty our healthcare system is, man. Like you guys have socialized here. You guys are civilized. Take me in.
Yeah.
I was just trying to do something for the people, some kind of fucking
Yeah.
plea like that.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of
No.
that. Instead, he goes to a McDonald's in Altoona where if you know anything about any McDonald's anywhere in this country, there's going to be a group of old dudes that are buddies that are
Yes.
all retired. They go there every fucking day.
My
They
dad.
get their hash brown, they drink their
Yep.
coffee, they read their paper, and they talk shit.
Yep.
And he's sitting in the corner.
Yep.
It's like you could just like I've seen the interviews with a couple of them. They're like, like they're scrolling on their phones,
Yeah.
like super obvious old guys. Like, God damn, that looks like the guy, doesn't he? They're not whispering.
No.
They're just old dudes. So I like just kind of the circumstances under which he allowed himself to be taken into custody are very, very curious to me.
Mhm.
So and then you have his moment getting like after he's arrested and he takes his big shot when they're pulling him in and he gives his screaming angry, this is unjust. You're insulting the intelligence of the American people and their lived whatever he
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
and it's like a rally cry. It's like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like this whole thing is so bizarre, and like I'm going live on my YouTube channel like the night that it happens, and I of course find his YouTube channel. You see like it purported like somebody put up a spoof channel or ghost like a ghost channel of his or whatever the fuck you call those things, and like because he had allegedly had one video and that account was created in January 20th, 2022. So it wasn't one that was created
Mhm.
that day. You see those happen all the time.
Yeah.
But this one was created 2 years ago and it only had the one video and it's the countdown, the 56, like a 1 minute countdown
Mhm.
with just the clock ticking it down. And then, it says soon. And then you see real small, it says December 11th. And then all of a sudden, like I'd say about 45 minutes later into my live, like I get in because I subbed to his shit and I
Mhm.
get the notification. And it's like, oh, the second video is dropping. And then YouTube shuts it down.
Wow.
So you don't see it. Yeah, it was crazy. And then it turns out that you've got this whole thing where like people are saying, no, that was all bullshit. And I'm like, no, I'm like, I mean, that would have meant that you had somebody that just decided to create, which frankly is a pretty good idea if you're into that kind of shit. Just like, you know what? I'm going to create a channel. I'm not going to put any content on it. And when something crazy happens,
Mhm.
like it'll be created 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
it'll not be so apparent that I just started this thing and it's
Mhm.
clearly not the person, but I'm going to pretend that I'm that person. And
Yeah.
now I have a channel that's been around for 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I'm just waiting for the right circumstance to just create it so that
Mhm.
I can get, because I mean, dude, like the amount of money that you make with huge social accounts is
Yeah.
immense.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, dude, like the whole thing is insane. Like between Diddy and this thing now, it's like our world's gone mad, T. I don't know what to tell you, man. Our
Ah,
world's gone mad, bro.
2025 should be a great year.
Wow.
Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching.